Hello there and welcome to a Champions League review. Liverpool versus FC Porto. It happened last night and it was a very good game. Now, first of all, first things first, I have been uploading videos and they've not been being published. So I did a preview for this game. I did a review of the Southampton game and stuff like that, and they've just not been hitting the subscription boxes or going out, and I'm hoping that this video does. So fingers crossed it does. Anyway, let's get into the game from last night. In a game that I actually felt was more comfortable than a lot of people think. Now, in some ways as well, FC Porto carried their threats. I think that absolute tank up top, Moussa Marega, he looked like if anyone was going to get through our defence, it was going to be that man. And he was an absolute tank, but they didn't really, I don't think they really hit the target a great deal. I say that though, they hit the target the same amount of times as we did. And there was some good chances that they did have. Alisson, I remember having to make a save with his feet at one point, and it was well cheered by the Liverpool home support. But it was a good game, I felt it was a good game for us. I'm not entirely sure what the possession is, but I'll have a look at that in just a second. I'm just having a look at a couple of other stats. Obviously, we've got the similar sort of stats that seem to tell a tale of our season. So obviously we have 15 shots in total, 3 on target, 3 big chances. Now obviously those 3 on target, 2 of them go in and they are goals for us, which is great for us in the first leg. I always feel I prefer to have the home leg second, but if you have the home leg first, try and make a bit of a statement. And I felt that, alright, this isn't the 5-0 that we had last year, which actually we got that away at FC Porto. This year we're playing at home for the first leg and 2-0. And I felt it was a good game from everybody. I really did. Dejan Lovren coming back into the team, which I didn't see coming, to be fair, but he came back into the team. Not really got a problem with that. We kept a clean sheet, so making that change I felt was good. Andy Robertson was missing for this game, and that could have been a big miss. Some people were calling for maybe Alberto Moreno to get a chance, but for me, giving Alberto Moreno a chance when we pretty much know he's going to be leaving on a free, rumoured to be Lazio in the summer, it made sense for them to go with James Milner, because James Milner played that position pretty much all of the 16-17 season, and he was brilliant at it. And again, he was brilliant in this game. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes he comes up against difficult opposition and it doesn't work. But I felt in this game, it really did work. That back line was absolutely brilliant. Alisson was brilliant again. And I felt that the midfield was really good. I felt it was positive. Now, if we're just going to have a quick look at what our lineup was, just to make sure I'm talking right. It was a positive midfield, I felt. Henderson, Fabinho and Keita. Now, I thought in the preview that didn't unfortunately go out, I thought it was going to be Henderson, Fabinho and Gini. I had no issues with this one, and to be fair, there's a couple of people that you could talk for man of the match, and a lot of different sources online on Twitter and stuff like that are talking about some of them have different man of the matches. I know the Liverpool account, the fan vote one, like where they put a poll out. I'm pretty sure Naby Keita got man of the match for that one. And I'm so pleased for Naby Keita again, putting in these performances that he's doing right now, because it kind of looks like, again, like a late blossoming into the season for us. We know, like, if you've seen him do his business when he was at Red Bull Leipzig, not Salzburg, it's Leipzig. When you see him do his business there, he's doing similar things to what he's done in the last 2 games, and hopefully he can kick on this sort of run of form that he's got going on. He's got 2 goals in his last 2 games, and it was a really nicely taken goal. Maybe fortunate that it got a deflection, but regardless of that, it goes in the back of the net. Set off by Roberto Firmino, laying it off to him, takes a touch, and then he slots it into the back of the net. Obviously taking a deflection, but still, really nice one for Naby Keita, and that can only do wonders for that man's confidence, because I believe that he will grow into a really good player, and into the player that he was at RB Leipzig, and he will go on further and show us more. I truly believe that. That's man of the match contender number 1. Other man of the match contender is Roberto Firmino. Now, Firmino scored the second goal, after a really nice passing move that involved, I think, Milner, Henderson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then to finish it off was Firmino. Firmino had a good all-round game, as he does. He comes and tracks back, he sets up the play, he's very, very unselfish, like we saw for the Naby Keita goal. He's got an assist and a goal in this game, and it's a massive shout for man of the match. Both of those guys, man of the match contenders, no doubt. But for me, I'm going to go with Henderson. He doesn't get an assist or anything like that. There's an aeroplane going overhead right now, so apologies for that one. Wow, what timing is that? He didn't get an assist, and he didn't score a goal in this game. But for me, Henderson was brilliant. I'm hopefully going to try and have a look at his dashboard of stats here. But basically, what I'm looking at the moment, it's the stat zone. You know, I think, all right, shots. Basically, didn't have any shots, but he completed a massive 86% of his passes. Only 8 of his passes failed. 47 of them were succeeded. He had a very, very good game in the middle third and the attacking third by the looks of this as well. You know, 24 out of 27 passes in the middle third completed. In the attacking third, 22 out of 27. Very, very good. In the defensive third, 1 out of 1, which is all he had to do. You know, chances created. He's creating chances as well. And I just felt that, all right, Firmino has got the goal and he's got an assist. Naby Keita's got the goal and he's playing very, very well. But I feel that Henderson, alongside Fabinho, but Henderson is marrying up the perfect thing of, you know, in that midfield, like almost box to box. He's being able to push on much more forward in the new role that he's got, with Fabinho being in behind, being that defensive unit that he is in that midfield. Henderson's allowed to push up more, Keita was allowed to push up more, and they had a bit more freedom, but they were able to track back and do defensive duties as well. I just felt that Henderson was like the engine. He was the key engine in pushing us forward, but also putting the brakes on a little bit at times and bringing us back, making us a bit more defensively solid as well. I felt that Henderson really did put in a good, what they would call maybe a captain's performance. Yes, he didn't score a goal. Yes, he didn't get an assist. But I felt that his driving runs, his passing, the fact that he's got such a high passing completion rate over long distance, short distance, and in the attacking third and in the middle third, I feel that it fully warrants Henderson getting a man of the match. But I completely, you know, I can totally understand why people would go for Firmino, and I don't disagree with it. And the exact same for Naby Keita, and I don't disagree with it. And on the whole, I felt that the whole team performed very, very well. I felt it was very cohesive. I felt that there wasn't someone that stood out as like, you've been performing poorly. I felt that Mane had a decent game without really affecting a great deal. I felt that Salah was dangerous in and around the box. I felt that this was one of his games where he looked more dangerous, but just without scoring a goal. Fabinho, brilliant game. The back line, Alisson, brilliant game. And we did well to not only limit the chances that FC Porto had, but keep them out, because they were one of the teams in the group stage. I think that they did very, very well. I don't honestly remember what their stats were, but I feel that they were one of the teams that won all of their group games. So then, what does it mean for the second leg? For the second leg, maybe one of the changes would be the fact that we get Andy Robertson back at left back. He'll have served his suspension and he'll be back in the team, and that's massive. You know, other positives: FC Porto did not score an away goal. Now we have the chance to score an away goal when we go and visit FC Porto. And the great thing about that is, even if they score first, if we get an away goal, somehow they then have to beat us 4-3. And the only team that's done that really on a big, big scale was Roma in the semi-finals last year. They beat us in the second leg, but we went through 7-6. Unbelievable stuff. But I don't see them pulling out a madness there. I really, really don't. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go on and we're already in the semi-finals or any madness like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if we go out there 2-0 up already and we go and score a goal, they then have to score 4 to beat us. And I think that's massive. I really do think that that is massive. And then say if we go there, we score 2 goals. They've then got to score 5 and beat us, and that's a big ask. There's no team. Again, I don't know this. I don't think there's any team this year that has scored more than, I think maybe, did Palace do it when we beat them like 4-3 or something like that. It was really, really close. Like when we were going through a bit of a defensive mishap stage. Yeah, a really dodgy stage where I think we were 4-2 up at one point, and then they come back. Yeah, it was Crystal Palace, and it was 4-3 in the end. Ridiculous game. I don't think though any other team has scored 3 goals on us this season. I might be wrong, but I really don't think that has happened. So it puts us in a good way for the second leg. I think the second leg, it happens next week. I'm not sure it's like the 2 weeks in between like it used to be. I think it could be next week. And then we've got a massive game at the weekend, but I will preview that one separately because I want to see how Chelsea do in their Europa League game this week as well on Thursday. So, massive result for Liverpool. My man of the match personally was Henderson, but let me know what your man of the match was for this game and how do you think the team performed? Could we have done better? Could we have done more? And were you pleased with what we did anyway? Let me know it in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you are new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.